What are we supposed to do now?
Listen to your conscience. Do what it tells you.
So it's early for a Sunday morning, and I have this spiritually profound thought about the Bible. And I've been watching the conspiracy theories, which, we call them conspiracy theories, but any of us who follow them understand that they are simply shedding light on a further truth and an enlightenment. So I have this thought on the Bible, and it is a beautiful, profound thought. But I wanted to first tell you about, there's talk about how the Vatican, underneath the Vatican, there is just 17 miles or something of that nature, long library where they keep all of the ancient artifacts and all of the actual true Bible and writings and all of these powerful. So one of the things that the conspiracy theory channels that I was watching was talking about how all of our Bibles are so watered down, so translated that we don't have the truth. And although I understand that point of view, certainly understand it, and I'm not discrediting it, I just want to, talk about how, yes, there's a King James version. Yes, there's a Jerusalem version. Yes, there's a Greek version. Yes, there's every single depiction, even comic book, even comic book form. And then, of course, got the Masonic Bible, and you got every type of version. But the thing is, you are discrediting God. I feel there is a discredit to God. I want to bring it down a little bit. There's a discredit to God by not understanding that He initially did create this Bible, and there were certain truths and spiritual truths, really, that He wanted His children, us, to remember, to live by. Die for me, He says, and you have lived. That is a really deep sentence. Like, that alone we could spend probably a long session on. Live, die for me, Jesus says, and you have lived. And and why that's profound to me is because you live by Jesus's teachings and for others and selflessly, and you see this beauty. So we live by His teachings. We get to see this beautiful side of this world that He has created. And our spirit gets to develop into the pure spirit that it has to be in order to live among Him. And so anyway, bringing it back to this watered, allegedly, well, not allegedly, right? It's not allegedly. This truly watered down version of the Bible that we are left with in these end times. So Jesus, so His teachings, so God, I feel, is discredited by, not taking into account that, of course, He knew that the versions we would have in the end days would be watered down. He says this in His scripture, which says, if anyone should take away or add to this. All right, and so for any of you with OCD, I went ahead and looked it up. It'd be Revelations 22:19. And if anyone removes any of the words from this book of prophecies, God will remove that person's share in the tree of life and in the holy city and that are described in this book, right? So what you got to remember is the people who are doing this, they don't want any share of that anyway. They are pulling the parts of the Bible which I believe He purposely put in the original Bible for them. The parts about power and and you know, the special things, spiritual things, my spirit knows what I'm wanting to say. The earthly version of what I want to say would be like magical. So the magical elements of the Bible, and not just magical, but you got to remember, this is in a time when the Bible is first being written. And so Moses is leading a people, a group, you know, so there's got to be parts in the original Bible that talks about control, and not only control, but like, you know, of course there's a spiritual element of this, but they can take it, you know, and we talk about the Bible, but you got books like the 48 Laws of Power, like The Art of Seduction, you know, you got these books about these characteristic type of people, you know, power, it being the major thing they want to have. It's power and time. You know, he who controls power and controls the time. Anyway, time is a big element, and and this is what's so intriguing about scriptural as well as Masonic and Illuminati and enlightenment, just overall enlightenment. Is one topic can branch off into so many others because they are all connected. So it's very hard to stay on topic when doing these recordings and these videos. And so I commend those of you who, you know, put together these conspiracy channels, because it's very hard to stay on topic, again, because they a lot of times all feed in and branch into each other, leading to a bigger picture. So anyway, enlightenment on the Bible is bringing it back, okay? Bringing it back to the Bible and my spiritually profound belief. Oh, yes, we have a watered down version of the Bible for these end times. We were left with what we need to know to be able to endure and to overcome, to remember that we are going to have trials and tribulations. He never promised other than that, but to keep our faith. And so for his children of God, he has ensured that the parts that the powers that control this earth left us with is the items we need. And they feel like it's invaluable, like it's garbage. They can give this to us, and they have the vital and important parts. They think they're smarter than God. They think that that they can beat him in the end. And those that have eyes, let them see. Those that have ears, let them hear. And we know that we have what we need, and that he makes himself present and evident in each and every one of our lives. And you and I are connected through God, and you know what I mean when I say you see his hand in your life. And so don't feel nervous or scared about not having, you know, all of the content that he initially had provided us with, because he makes provisions and he sees to it that we have what we need, and he knows how to entice. He knows how to entice those who need to be enticed. Love it. Have a beautiful day.
So have a very good day. Stay encouraged. Stay in holding true to your faith, trust in God, and lean not on your own understanding. I can barely tolerate this.
Death is among us, but he took sin from us. I gained perspective when I finally stopped and listened. Took a look around and realized what was missing. Based all my values on things that were Christ-like. So filled with hate, despise what I made life like. Rubbish outlook, scuffed up exterior. Until he showed me how he's my superior. He gave me worth, his basic instructions before leaving earth. The Bible, keep it for my revival. Healing scriptures read over hearts that are sorrowed. Filling them with joy cause the rainbows will follow. Singing gospel hymns cause we choose not to wallow. And endurance and strength. Conscious of the choices, decisions we make. Constant realization and effort it takes. Pain just part of the game. Sick of the complaining and the placement of blame. Mentally overflowed at the same time I'm drained. Positive even in the midst of the rain. Population food, damn it's a shame. Population food, damn it's a shame. Conditioned and trained for the role of the pawn. Rookies get smothered by the heat when it's on. Keep them at a distance so they don't lead along. Faulty in the ways, cut them off if they're wrong. But keep an open heart till the end of the song. Trust in the Lord and the rest will be one. There's only one way.
Shut up and listen.
This is a conscious.